Our Year 13 coursework this year consisted of the creation of a film trailer, magazine cover and film poster for our main ancillary products.
This year we wanted to improve our performance in our film by using HD technology and also using modern technology such as Facebook and YouTube.
It was important to create continuity between our ancillary and main products.
We took into account our evaluation from last year and wanted to develop our research through primary and secondary sources.
One of our main focuses when making our film was the combination between main and ancillary tests.
The continuity of it with the character wearing the same clothes in both the film and magazine cover.
In a lot of the film, we used off-screen lighting to light the primary image in the shot, which we've also followed through and done in the magazine cover and the poster.
We used the same tagline throughout the film, the poster and the magazine cover, "There is no escape."
During the film we used a lot of conventional low-key lighting, and we carried this through into the poster and magazine using low-key lighting around the main image.
A very important part of the film was we had a very neutral colour palette, which involved a lot of browns and blacks, which we carried through to the posters. However, with the Red Room itself, we used red and white in everything, including the actual trailer and both images here, and also the fonts are conventional throughout.
In the trailer we used a lot of conventional close-up shots of the genre, and also in the magazine and poster we used close-ups of the Red Room door and of the main character to promote it throughout all three.
From the questionnaires we conducted about films, posters and magazines, our target audience came back as aged 17 to 25 and of both genders.
The questionnaire we were able to determine our target audience. We found that they enjoy watching films 3 to 4 times a month, and most usually enjoy films of the fast-paced action, thriller, horror sort of genre.
Commonly in psychological horror films, we see male characters as victims, such as Room 1408, Misery.
About the personalities conventional to the main character, we found that in psychological thriller genres that they were confident and popular characters, and so this undermined their personality when in a horror film.
We found it was conventional to use low-key lighting.
When conducting our Real magazine questionnaire, we found the target audience was both male and female, aged 17 to 25.
When asked about colours that are used on magazines, we found that red, black, yellow and white were some of the main colours used.
When asked what magazines the target audience usually read, we found that Sight and Sound, Empire and Total Film were read, and so we analysed these to get a good overall view of what our readers wanted.
The main character of the film, the main protagonist, is often the main focus of the magazines supporting it.
What additional features should be on the front of the magazine cover? Our target audience suggested things such as the advertisement of other films, interviews, celebrity gossip, etc. As you can see, we incorporate this into our own magazine cover to follow conventions.
After our poster evaluation, we found that the target audience was 17 to 25 of both genders.
The poster was influential to advertising the film.
We asked our audience about posters that advertise films. They told us that we should use mysterious posters that don't give away much about the film, and we used a closed door on our poster to show this. It was Room 1408 and Paranormal Activity.
When asked about where the main image was positioned in the poster, our audience said that in the horror genre it's positioned centrally, and so we made sure that we took this into account when making our poster.
We asked the audience associated darker colours such as dark reds, browns and blacks with psychological horror posters, and also wanted to keep conventions by using the same fonts through and the same low-key lighting.
Our audience found the use of credits to be conventional with great verisimilitude, but they also found that the age certificate was not necessary.
Audience feedback told us that the font was of minimal influence whether they watched the film or not, but we had to use continuity between the magazine, the poster and the film.
Conventionally, the audience found that the main image used in the poster was of a setting used in the film.
What follows is a montage of clips we recorded from our audience, with their views on the film.
Well, the house then was very scary, and from the trailer I want to see the rest of the film.
Music on the trailer was good in the house part.
The poster attracted my attention, which made me want to see the film.
I felt the magazine cover was very realistic.
Yeah, I really liked the title of the film, Red Room. I thought it sort of like, it's quite ominous, and I knew something scary was going to happen.
The montage made the film more dramatic.
It was conventional to the genre.
The colours link well between the poster magazine and the trailer.
Quite impressed with the lighting in the film. I thought it made it quite intense, actually.
I thought the insert shots were really good in their trailer. It really helped the plot move along.
three aspects of our coursework, our poster, film and magazine cover, we not only try to use conventions but we try to develop them further.
An example of us following conventions was by the use of a voiceover, which is also used in room 1408 and Misery.
I found that insert shots were conventional to the genre. They're used in films such as Strangers and Room 1408.
The shot through the banister of the main character's feet develops conventions of entrapment and voyeurism as seen by the audience, and this can be seen in films such as Panic Room.
The three-act structure states that towards the end of a trailer we'd often see a montage, especially in the horror and psychological film genre. This can be seen in 1408 and Panic Room to build tension before the end of the trailer.
We also found that flashbacks were conventional in the psychological horror genre. We developed these conventions through the use of the dream setting on the iMovie software on the Mac to show the nature of the scene.
We use the conventions of the lighting, which is conventional to our genre, as we use a lot of low-key lighting around the house setting.
The setting of the house is conventional to the genre, as established in The Ring and The Strangers. On top of this, we used one single room to further conventions, to demonstrate in films such as Room 1408 and Panic Room.
Actually, slow motion is often associated with the action genre. However, we decided to add it to our genre to further our conventions and to improve the film.
Conventions, we only showed the hands of the supernatural character.
We use music effects such as the rising crescendo and the door slam, as well as other tension-heightening music, which is conventional.
Shown in the Real magazine, placement of the mouse steps conventional for magazine covers, replaced in the top left-hand corner as they did on Sight and Sound.
This features on the right-hand side of the page because this is conventionally where we see them in the majority of our research.
The colours we have used on our magazines, such as the whites, reds and yellows, are conventional to other magazines such as Total Film and Sight and Sound.
Conventionally, the main image of the magazine is positioned in the primary optical area and is of the main character.
Conventionally, dead areas and terminal area are not filled with anything of any significant importance. We ensured that was the same on our own film post, as you can see over in the barcode position at the bottom right, dead area, with nothing of any great importance.
We wanted to follow the line of the eye and wooden thirds. As you can see, the line of the eye would come across the reel to the massive preview special, head down across the main character and hit the main feature of the page, and then across Red Room, which will obviously be the main article.
We broke conventions on our magazine by having the main character looking off screen to isolate him from the audience, which is conventional to the psychological horror genre.
To want to know more about the film, and so this develops conventions.
Posters are analysed through the rule of thirds and line of the eye. As you can tell from our own poster, we stuck to conventions using the Z rule of the eye. We go across the main tagline, down the newspaper slide, into the bottom dead area, and across the title itself.
On the poster we chose to use low-key lighting in the dead areas of the image, such as around the edges, and high-key lighting to illuminate the primary optical picture. We use the same font throughout the poster, which is conventional. We also use white on some of the font, which makes it legible on the poster, and the red in the word Red Room is coloured red to show danger and blood.
The fact that the Red Room title is hid behind the newspaper that's been ripped down shows that the main character has been going into his isolation, and the audience will want to watch the film because they will want to find out what's behind the door.
When film and production, we will take advantage of many new media technologies.
We used Wikipedia to find films of a similar genre and used YouTube to watch the film trailers to analyse.
We also use Google to find posters and images from other films to analyse, and we also use blogger.com to post our research on it.
We used Microsoft Word to produce the questionnaires to give to the audience, and this is good because obviously we can produce a large number with only one basic template, and also we use Excel to produce the graphs which we displayed our results on. In the construction phase we use a Canon HD camera to capture the footage. This was beneficial as it's easily transportable and can store large quantities of digital data, which is then easily transferable to computer, and also we don't have to use tapes which can provide hazardous, as we experienced last year.
We used an Olympus 10 megapixel camera to capture the images for both the magazine cover and the film poster.
We used iMovie 08 software on the Apple Mac to edit the footage. We did use iMovie 09 but found that we couldn't get the desired effects, and so switched back to 08.
We used Microsoft Publisher and Macromedia Fireworks to edit the poster and the magazine.
We used a Rode microphone to capture the audio for the film. This proved good because it could capture every small sound effect we wanted to use.
We use websites such as royalty-free tunes, Podsafe and freesound.org to source our music and special effects. not copyright-free music for our production.
We used a HP 630C scanner to reproduce the magazine and the poster, and we also used it to put the storyboard on the blog.
We use YouTube as a video on demand website. It's easily accessible to our target audience.
We made Facebook and Twitter pages for our product to increase advertising and as to reach a viral marketing audience.
We used formsoap.com to produce a product questionnaire to get feedback from our target audience.
We use the Canon HD camera to film the evaluation. That's all I'm going to say.
We used the iMovie on the Mac 08 as before to edit the evaluation.
We used Paint, Microsoft Paint and Macromedia Fireworks to put images on the blog. Jessup's TP327 tripods capture the still images and panning shots throughout the film.